Coming in at number 10 on the list is Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. The game begins with Mario attempting to save Princess Peach from Bowser once again. However, a giant sword named Exor falls from the sky, demolishes Star Road, launches Mario, Peach, and Bowser in various directions. So now, not only does Mario have to save Peach, he also has to gather the 7 star fragments, defeat Smithy, the main antagonist, and rebuild Star Road. Because without Star Road, how would everyone's wishes be granted? Super Mario RPG was well received by many critics and audiences alike, and has even been featured on the best games of all time list by both IGN and GameFAQ. It even spawned 2 spiritual sequels, Paper Mario and Mario & Luigi. For these reasons and more, Super Mario RPG has secured itself a spot on VGHL's top 10 Mario games list.
Super Mario Bros. 3 is a big deal. As the last NES game in the series, Nintendo expanded the scope of what a Mario game could be. Gone were the days of simply running left to right. Now players were given world maps to explore, filled with levels and scattered secrets for those clever enough to find them. Environments had cohesive themes beyond just a water level, and many had unique mechanics that would build on each other before ducking out in place of the next new idea. With new power-ups like the revolutionary Tanuki suit, the tension of boarding the next airship, or the excitement of finally finding a warp whistle, this was the game that proved Mario was here to stay. Super Mario Bros. 3 is the first great evolution for the series and remains one of the most exciting.
Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga is our number 8. This game was just one of those games I went into not knowing anything about, and then completely being blown away by it. Superstar Saga has you controlling the Mario Brothers through an adventure in a brand new worlds and territories, specifically in the new Bean Bean Kingdom. In order to rescue the voice, yes, the literal voice of Princess Peach, from a witch by the name of Cackletta, this game truly feels like an adventure, which is one of the reasons I enjoyed it the most. Combat is quick to pick up and fun to master, and the story, characters, and especially the dialogue are something I will always remember fondly. Superstar Saga will be a blast no matter your experience with Mario games or turn-based RPGs, so if you can check it out, we highly recommend it.
Super Mario Bros. Was the second coming of video games. In a literal sense, the Nintendo Entertainment System brought back video games from the grave, and with it, it's one of the best games ever. Mario cemented what platformers would be forever, and for a good reason. The game rocks. Hidden warp pipes, classic music, solid controls, and wonderful levels led video games forward into the future and into every home, and that's why it's number 7 on our list.
It's kind of crazy that Super Mario Galaxy 2 exists. The team had all of these extra ideas that they just couldn't fit into the original game, so they decided to make another one. A part 2, a second half, an entirely separate game with some surprisingly different design philosophies. Super Mario Galaxy 2 borrows the mechanics and premise of the original and cuts out all of the fat, emphasizing the pure, moment-to-moment platforming gameplay. The levels are free to be nothing more than floating space blocks if they want to be, and this has led to some of the tightest and most challenging 3D jumping in the Jumpman's history.
Set on sunny Isle Delfino, Super Mario Sunshine sees Mario taken into police custody in a case of mistaken identity and is tasked with cleaning up the mysterious, malevolent graffiti that has cropped up all over the island. To do this, he enlists the help of the Flash Liquidizer Ultra Dousing Device, or FLUDD, a sentient, bat-mounted water cannon which can wash away the goop with ease. The game takes familiar tropes from previous installments Super Mario 64, compartmentalized open worlds, fairly open-ended level progression, a deep and interactive hub world, and 3D platformer gameplay, and sprinkles in FLUDD mechanics, causing the game to at times feel almost like a third-person shooter, in part due to its delightful visuals, a compelling game world, and great soundtrack, and land itself a spot as VGHL's 5th best Mario game of all time. Paper Mario the Thousand-Year Door whisks Mario off to the town of Rogueport, summoned by Princess Peach in order to hunt for treasure with a neat-looking map. As is par for the course, he discovers that Peach is nowhere to be found, and sinister forces seem to be seeking this treasure as well. The game becomes a race to see which faction can be the first to collect all 7 of the crystal stars and open the mysterious Thousand-Year Door to access whatever untold riches lay beyond. The game is notable for its incredibly detailed and immersive game world, a quirky visual style brimming with color and style, and writing that's not only funny, but is also legitimately good. For all this and more, Paper Mario The Thousand-Year Door establishes itself as Video Game Hour Live's 4th best Mario game of all time.
Super Mario Galaxy blew my mind. Nintendo took everything we knew about the series and threw it out into space, leaving a familiar core in an unfamiliar and limitless setting. Galaxy is the natural progression of the series, choosing to change up the environment Mario interacts with rather than Mario himself. This allows for new challenges, puzzles, and enemies that just weren't possible in previous entries. Levels aren't confined by forced theming, and they all culminate into a sensation of wonder and awe as you soar through the stars between them. The game feels as endless as the universe itself, and we will never forget the infinite potential of Super Mario Galaxy.
Coming in at number 2 is the pinnacle of the 2D Mario games, Super Mario World. Piling upon the success of the 2D side-scrolling Mario formula, Super Mario World adds tons of new and delightful mechanics. Borrowing and expanding from Mario 3, World lets you unlock and discover new levels and areas on the map through sequences within the levels. World introduced newer, more creative enemies, more color from being on the SNES, being able to throw shells upward, and Yoshi! Essentially, once you think you're done with this game, you discover a new path and a new set of levels, you unlock an all-new star area, and the fun just doesn't end. And at number 1, we have one of the most iconic Mario games of all time, one that has a special place in almost everyone's hearts, Super Mario 64 DS. Mario 64 does play a pivotal role in the Mario series and performs exceptionally, laying the foundation for 3D platformers for years to come, and having a non-linear way to progress throughout levels is a blast. Sticking to Mario mainly jumping as offense and traversal evolves in its new 3D playground and exceeds expectations. Triple jumps, backflips, sidekicks, and wall jumps make moving simply a blast. The DS version improves on almost all of the above and adds multiplayer minigames, 30 extra stars, more characters, and a slightly more interesting story. It's now definitive, Super Mario 64 DS is the #1 Mario game for VGHL. Back to the show.